Hi, Dr. Scott Beyer here, and I'm making this video for those who either themselves deal with ADD, ADHD, or for those parents who have a child who's been diagnosed or has some of those symptoms. And what this video is going to be about is the gut-brain axis and how it pertains to the brains of those with not only ADD, ADHD, but behavioral issues in general. Now, our gut houses the majority of our immune system, and they say, I've seen some studies say around 70 to 80% of our immune system resides there. And what happens is, if we're eating crappy food or inflammatory food, or previous antibiotic usage, or just an imbalance of healthy gut flora, what can happen is that'll activate this immune system, and the immune system will release something called pro-inflammatory cytokines. And what these are is these are like chemical messengers, okay? And they alert other immune system cells in our body, not just in our gut, but like in our joints, in our thyroid, our lungs, okay? And most importantly, our brain. So when it comes to our brain, really weird to think about this, but they're saying that our brain, by weight, it's only about 15% neurons, okay? And then the other 85% is what we call glial cells. Now, these glial cells, a long time ago, they were thought to just be there. In fact, glial means glue, okay? They call it like nerve glue. But what they're finding is that these glial cells have a really important say in brain function. So for every one neuron, this is like a brain neuron, there's about 9 or 10 of these glial cells that surround it. And of those glial cells, there's another particular one called microglia that are really sensitive to changes in these pro-inflammatory cytokines. So what will happen is that'll activate these microglia, and that'll cause for improper neuronal firing, okay? Now, which systems get affected first in the brain? Well, it's primarily what we call the inhibitory systems, okay? And when it comes to our brain, there's two different major inhibitory systems. One of them resides in our cerebellum, which is a topic for another time, but one of the biggest ones is in the front portion of our brain right here, called the frontal lobes, and how they exert their control over a different area called the basal ganglia, okay? Now, the frontal lobes, what they do is they do a lot of things, but one of their main functions is they inhibit things from happening, okay? So they, sometimes when we lose this inhibitory control, what we can see is that, for instance, like if a child is, they can't tune out or get rid of irrelevant stimuli. So what happens is they can't focus on one target, or they have a hard time, following directions because everything is distracting them, okay? Or they can't sequence things and they turn in their homework late, okay? Or they're taking a test, okay, and someone, another student is clicking their pen, okay, a irrelevant stimulus that we should be able to turn out, and it just drives them crazy. And then all of a sudden, their emotions start to get the best of them. They can't inhibit those emotions, and then they throw these outbursts, and that's another part of the inhibitory system. And what we're finding is that if we can address some of this and decrease some of those pro-inflammatory cytokines, this tends to work a little bit better. It's not the only thing that helps us, but it's one of the things that we look at. If you guys found this video interesting, go ahead and either like the video, like our Facebook page. We are constantly putting up informational videos just for you guys to learn. That's what we love about our job. We're posting videos, not only on the health of our brain, but certain things that go inside of our body that can impact the health of our brain. If you want to find out more or become a patient, you can visit our website at the letter I, and then brainandbody.com. I'm Dr. Scott Beyer. Hope you guys have a wonderful day.